Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video Steffi's epiphany, Hope's explanation, and Deacon and Carter's connection. Here are the spoilers for Monday, October 28th, 2024's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate that Brooke Logan will demand answers in the upcoming episode. Hope Logan will probably have to scramble to explain that. A few intriguing updates on Forrester creations are given to Deacon Sharp. Additionally, Steffy Forrester Finnegan has a revelation regarding Carter Walton. Find out what will happen next in the CBS soap drama by reading on. According to Monday, October 28th spoilers for Brooke Logan's Discovery B&B, Carter and Hope made the decision to get wild after the big pitch. Hope persuaded Carter to lock the door after both were on the desk half undressed. Brooke rushed through the door, just as Carter was going to do that. Initially, Brooke just glimpsed Carter's bare back, and was unaware of the identity of the woman beneath him. Brooke was appalled to find a half-dressed Hope stretched out on the desk when Carter turned around. I hope Logan clarifies. Fans can anticipate Hope hurrying to put her shirt back on, and give her mother an explanation on Monday, October 28th. According to Friday's release of the weekly teaser clip, Hope will attempt to clarify for Brooke. Since Steffi would be totally offended, Hope would advise Brooke to keep her romance a secret. Brooke may be hiding something from Ridge, just as Tridge has been keeping her in the dark lately. The joy of Ivy and Electra Forrester. According to Monday, October 28th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, viewers may expect to see more of Ivy and Electra. Ivy and Electra are shown in the weekly preview footage, standing in an office at Forrester Creations beside Ridge and Eric Forrester, John McCook. "Look at you two," exclaims Eric. "Two young, gorgeous designers. Now this is how a legacy is created." Ivy and Electra's jewelry line seems to be doing well. Monday, October 28th, 2024. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Additionally, the promo footage implies that Carter and Deacon may speak in Monday's episode. Carter shares with Deacon the exciting future of Forrester Creations. Carter goes on to say that he anticipates Hope participating. Deacon doesn't seem to believe that anything romantic is happening. Therefore, this discussion probably takes place early in the week rather than later. Brooke will want to share her shocking finding with Deacon, after all. Brooke's shocking discovery. In a high-stakes moment, Brooke Logan bursts into an office at Forrester Creations, finding Carter and Hope in an extremely compromising position. Moments before, Hope had urged Carter to lock the door as they let loose after an intense pitch, but it seems the door wasn't secure enough. Brooke initially only sees Carter's bare back and doesn't realize who he's with, until Carter turns around, revealing Hope sprawled on the desk half-dressed. The scene leaves Brooke absolutely stunned and appalled. The fallout is bound to create major waves at Forrester Creations and the Logan family as Brooke demands answers from her daughter. Hope scrambles for an explanation. Monday's episode will also show Hope rushing to cover up and explain herself. In a panic, she tries to convince Brooke that this moment with Carter was a mistake and insists it was just a one-time fling. However, Brooke isn't easily convinced, and Hope may have to plead with her mother to keep this indiscretion under wraps, especially from Steffi, who would be deeply offended and betrayed if she found out. Hope warns Brooke that the timing of this reveal could impact not only her budding relationship with Carter, but also the ongoing friction at Forrester Creations. And while Brooke may initially agree to keep quiet, her close bond with Ridge makes this secret all the more challenging. Steffi's revelation about Carter. Meanwhile, Steffy Forrester Finnegan has an epiphany regarding Carter Walton. After seeing him act impulsively and pursue risky romantic connections, Steffi wonders if Carter's recent actions signal something deeper. She starts to question if Carter's aggressive push for changes at Forrester Creations, especially his fixation on Hope's line, is motivated by more than just business ambitions. Could his feelings for Hope be influencing his decision-making? Steffi's revelation about Carter may set the stage for a confrontation, or possibly even a power struggle. If she believes he's no longer acting in Forrester's best interests, she may need to step in before he goes too far. LVY and Electra's success at Forrester Creations. It's a proud moment for Ivy and Electra Forrester, as their jewelry line garners praise from Rich and Eric Forrester. In a scene filled with admiration, Eric excitedly acknowledges them as the new faces of Forrester's legacy, gushing, "Look at you two, young gorgeous designers. Now this is how a legacy is created." Their jewelry line seems to be thriving, and their success is making waves. As Ivy and Electra take their place at the forefront of Forrester's next chapter, this recognition might stir up mixed feelings among the other family members, especially Steffy and Carter, who each have their own visions for Forrester's future. Deacon and Carter's conversation. The promo footage also hints at a conversation between Carter and Deacon Sharp. Carter shares his excitement for the future of Forrester Creations, highlighting upcoming ventures and, importantly, Hope's involvement in the jewelry line. Deacon, however, seems skeptical, not suspecting any romantic tension between Carter and his daughter. This light-hearted interaction may be short-lived, especially if Brooke confides in Deacon about what she saw between Carter and Hope. Brooke's potential revelation could impact Deacon's perspective on Carter, and may lead him to confront his daughter, adding yet another layer of drama to the mix. What to expect next? The Bold and the Beautiful is setting up some intense storylines, and fans can expect Monday's episode to be filled with secrets, confrontations, and revelations. Will Hope be able to convince Brooke to keep her secret? And will Steffy take action if she uncovers Carter's personal motivations? Plus, how will Deacon handle the news if Brooke decides to tell him? Greetings, roommate. Eric's house was visited by Ivy and Electra. As she surveyed the area, Electra's eyes became wide, and she noticed that everything was very different from what she was used to. Her eyes filled with tears when Eric insisted that they move in with him. Ivy approached achieving her goals in a unique way. She had stated that she had spent a few months in the United States. She told Liam she was in LA on a layover when we last saw her in April. But if she has been visiting or in town, what else has she been up to? What kept her from telling her family sooner? She casually remarked that Steffi rejected her jewelry line concept at Forrester when she told Eric about it. Since Eric didn't respond, she repeated it. He did something this time. He says he will speak with Steffi and see what he can do. Ivy advises against giving the impression that she spoke over Steffi's head. Steffi will never figure that one out. Ivy, so good strategy. Speaking of Steffi, it's fortunate that she has a strong sense of self-control, since otherwise, she would become overly suspicious at work. While praising one another's professionalism, Hope and Carter continue to inform others that Steffi bases her decisions on personal judgments. Since losing Thomas as a designer, Hope's collection has seen declining sales, but it hasn't been discontinued. Hope's line was not cut even though she directly pursued and kissed Steffi's husband. Additionally, Hope's line remained uncut despite Carter's repeated reporting of the figures and Ridge's declaration that he would be okay with the entire line being discontinued. Steffi didn't pull the plug, thus it wasn't cut. I realize it's a small thing, but whether you like her or not, Hope still has a line because of Steffi. What's happening to Carter? We now have the solution to the question of why Katie and Carter's romance ended. As it turns out, Carter was spending every night at home, creating a comprehensive plan on how to keep Forrester from stagnating through mergers and acquisitions. Carter has apparently been working on this concept for years, without ever speaking to anyone about it. He even smiled sheepishly when Hope asked him if he was simply going home every night and working on it the entire time. I assume he meant that he found time to have an affair with Quinn, Eric's wife. Or perhaps it happened during the months he spent having affairs with Hope's aunt. He gave Brooke the impression that he had many other people on the side who weren't worthy of receiving some of her lingerie. He has some strange conversations at work, really. I'm getting off topic though. The argument is that despite their inability to prevent HFTF from failing, Carter insists that Forrester quickly grow into a multinational giant. A real yes man. As the COO of Forrester, Carter specializes in numbers. However, he is so preoccupied with being told yes that nothing is said. 2 weeks ago, Carter would listen, talk, and provide data and facts. Hope even expressed her admiration for the fact that anyone in the workplace may approach him, and he would listen to them without passing judgment. The new Carter is the reverse. His judgy pants are part of his uniform, and he gets angry and pumped up when told no. Who is Zend? The Brookes bedroom launch was a great success, thanks in large part to Zend's efforts. Carter's main argument during last week's HFTF meeting was that Hope's line should follow the same procedures as Brooke's bedroom. Carter, however, silenced Zend, the line's primary designer, when he attempted to voice his opinions. We haven't seen any discussions with Zend, or even any regard for him as a teammate as part of Carter's support of the line. HFTF appears to have been taken over by Carter. Carter showed little concern when he and Hope interrupted a meeting between the lead designer and the co-SOS. He simply gave Hope the hand when she attempted to speak and reprimanded Steffy for believing she was in charge. If it's okay with you, I hope, he said. He then proceeded with the next step. Carter pretended to be irrelevant, and not even there at Zend's meeting with Ridge and Steffy. Fortunately, Zend didn't notice and, after hearing what Carter had to say, became his most outspoken supporter. The light Deacon. Brooke went to visit Deacon and discussed how nothing was happening in Hope's personal life because she had nothing noteworthy happening in her own life. She made that look like news somehow. Deacon and Brooke expressed sympathy for poor Hope and how difficult it is for her that Steffy was aware of HFTF's pain. Deacon wanted to march over to Forrester and vent his frustrations on Steffy, since he was so sad for his daughter. Yes, Deacon. How could Steffy listen to a struggling line whose performance has been poor all year? She must be reprimanded. However, only she, as she is solely responsible for 50% of the decisions as co-CEO. Given all of Steffi's problems with Deacon's wife, it might be wise to think twice before approaching Deacon and adding gasoline to the fire. Rather, Brooke got him so agitated that he wanted to confront a woman at her workplace and reprimand her. It's a little odd, Brooke, for someone who says Steffy causes conflict. Brooke filled Deacon in on Carter saving Hope's life. The litany of daily praises that Carter loves to give Hope, such as that she was a beacon of light, was played for us for the 100th time. The quiet companion. I want to know why no one is listening to Ridge. Even though Ridge is the co-CEO, Steffy is always held accountable for all choices. No, not all of them. They accuse her of not like Hope, but they fail to recognize that she hasn't canceled Hope's line, and has instead given it more time to improve. They simply despise Steffy even more for making corporate judgments rather than personal ones. Even though Ridge has supported the cancellation of HFTF and has never been a fan of Hope, nobody considers him to be on par with Steffy. At least not when they want to be angry. When your strongest suit is hypocrisy. Despite telling everyone else that she and Steffy are rivals, Hope consistently expresses her desire to end their feud. The issue, she then informs Will, is that although Steffy says she wants to end the rivalry, she doesn't do so when it's convenient for her. What? Ivy, Electra, Hope, and Brooke were informed by Carter that Steffy bases her business choices on her emotions. Was that what he thought about Steffy professionally, or his own emotions? He was really emotional as he vented about it, and told everyone how he felt. It would seem reasonable to assume that a COO would speak privately with the CEO about his personal complaints rather than with co-workers, or even non-co-workers. Not Carter, though. He simply accuses people and assaults them personally in front of everyone. Hope is flooding Will's mind with stories about this massive conflict at Forrester, and how he must support her, while Will is merely trying to be an intern and pick up women. To whom? Although there was no declaration of war, Will should be cautious given Hope's tone, and the fact that his mother was a Logan. Hope wanted to observe and laugh while Will spoke to a model, but that time would have been better spent working on saving her line. To be honest, I'm ready to cut her off. Will went so far as to say that Steffy could have preconceived ideas about him, but he was simply going to do what he wanted. Although Brooke and Hope undoubtedly offered Will some information about Steffy, Steffy has no preconceived ideas about Will. When Carter was having a breakdown at work, it was my favorite instance of hypocrisy. He acknowledged that Steffy was married and had children, but he stated that the Ivy, Liam, and Steffy love triangle was a thing of the past. However, he remained convinced that Steffy rejected his proposal solely because she had taken Ivy away from Liam years prior. Hope knew how to solve the issue. Hope advised Carter to avoid Steffy, since she is unable to keep her personal and professional lives apart. Ridge was Carter's best buddy, according to Hope, therefore he should approach him and win him over. Isn't that making commercial judgments based on a personal relationship? It's starting to sound like an alt script of I know you are, but what am I? Lines as Hope, Brooke and Carter gripe about Steffi while engaging in the very behavior they're accusing her of. The other lighthouse. Well, all he wants is to be among attractive ladies. And he has probably told his father that this is his current purpose. He had no idea that the girl of his dreams was just a short stroll away. He ran into Electra while hurrying down the Forrester corridor. We will all be thinking, OMG, look how young they were, as if it were yesterday, since the scene in which he was on his knees, holding up the diamond she dropped, was a premonition of one of them in a flashback to their 30th anniversary. However, it was yesterday, so let's discuss that. Will fell in love at once. He was beaming from ear to ear as he reenacted the entire incident in his mind later in the salon. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm always moved by his enormous smile. For now, I'm just enjoying Minnie Morrow lighting up the room and the TV with that enormous grin. But I'm sure there will be a lot of things Will does that we won't agree with. Let the three leaves be. Liam has many roles to play. The list is endless and includes dads, managers, vegans, brothers, sons, flip-floppers, and revisionist historians. He also does. He keeps talking about how much Hope is on his mind, since it had been so long that all he could think about was the good times. Liam decided last week that it would be wonderful to get back together with Hope. He is also lonely. Liam went to spend some time with Hope and give her a special treatment after Will urged him to do so. Liam went all out, from a video collage to pizza night. Liam did everything he could to persuade Hope to think about getting back together, save for a homemade mixed tape and roses from a corner store. Liam hasn't given up, but Hope wasn't interested. Liam will try even if she turned him down twice. His logic. He recognized that he had always desired to live out the rest of his days with her, and she didn't laugh in his face. According to Liam, he wants to show Hope that he is finally prepared to put in the work necessary to be devoted, faithful, and solely focused on her. It will only be a few days before Liam and Ivy meet. Will he be as dedicated to regaining Hope? Or will he move on to Ivy and forget about her? Act on my advice, not my actions. You might remember last week when Hope's boss, Carter, invited her to his loft for an undisturbed private celebration. The mood was established, the fire was kindled, and the candles were flickering. When Carter prevented the line from being cut, he wanted to celebrate the HFTF meeting. I wasn't only considering what would benefit the business. Carter acknowledged, I can't stop thinking about you. Did he just claim that he made business decisions based on his sentiments and personal opinions? Oh martyr. To someone who only remembers praises, why do you say these things? Why were you unable to say that in front of everyone else at Forrester? Carter lowered his defenses, just as I was in disbelief at the boldness of calling out Steffi in front of everyone, from Zen to Eric, and accusing her of conducting business based on personal rivalry. His zipper, that is. He accepted the challenge when Hope promised him he could tell her anything he wanted to. He flipped her down the desk so quickly after she removed his shirt that I didn't even see him button her sweater. However, as Brooke entered the room, they were attempting to appear at ease in that position. This is where it became problematic, because Brooke seemed to have a short-term memory, or perhaps she had never seen a half-naked man on the desk from that perspective. Nevertheless, she yelled, Carter, what are you doing? With such passion that I honestly thought she was momentarily unaware of what she was seeing. Brooke's individual business choice. What will Brooke do now that she is aware that Carter and her daughter are teasing each other and basing business decisions on their emotions? Carter's support of HFTF won't be taken seriously if Brooke tells Ridge. Furthermore, Carter may be setting the stage for Forrester to assume significant financial risks if she remains silent, because they believed his skewed viewpoint. It appears like Brooke will soon experience what it's like to have to set aside relationships and personal feelings in order to make a business decision. LA-based Carter Walton has always been known for his quiet reliability and steadfast loyalty to Forrester Creations, but recent events suggest he's exploring a bolder, possibly darker side. In recent episodes, we've seen this once mild-mannered CFO stepping out of his traditional role, challenging co-CEOs Steffy and Forrester, and defending Hope Logan's line with a fervor we haven't seen before. Fans are left wondering, is Carter's newfound assertiveness purely business, or is something deeper going on? A new Carter emerges, out-of-character actions. For years, Carter has been the officiant to many Forrester weddings, and the guy who kept the gears turning at Forrester behind the scenes. But now, Carter's taken an uncharacteristic leap from the background to the spotlight, and it's catching everyone off guard, especially Steffy. Carter's ambitions for Forrester Creations. While Carter's role has traditionally been advisory, lately he's been pushing for expansions that signal a deeper commitment. His proposal for a new direction, one that involves mergers, acquisitions, and notably the return of the jewelry line, is something he's clearly passionate about, even if it's not his usual territory. Challenge to Steffi's leadership. The October 24th episode has Carter stepping out of line, asserting his opinions against Steffi's decisions, and bringing forward a partnership with Ivy and Elektra, without consulting her first. For the first time, Carter seems ready to rock the boat and take on Forrester's top brass, if it means saving Hope's line. 2. Hope Logan, Carter's new muse? Hope Logan, creator of the Hope for the Future line, seems to have ignited something in Carter that nobody saw coming. As HFTF sales dip and tension rises at Forrester, Carter appears more invested in Hope's line than she herself may be, defending Hope's line like it's his own. After spending countless nights alone working on an extensive strategic plan, Carter confessed to Hope that his support for her line goes beyond business. His attraction to Hope could be clouding his professional judgment. An emotional investment. At Forrester, Carter's behavior has transitioned from logical to emotional, often clashing with Steffy over his desire to see Hope succeed. His outspoken devotion has created friction, suggesting that Carter might be willing to sacrifice more than his professional integrity to be Hope's hero. The new yes man. Where's the old Carter? Fans of the bold and the beautiful have noticed a marked shift in Carter's demeanor. Previously known for his level-headed approach, he's now seen arguing with Steffy, ignoring Zen's contributions, and bulldozing over anyone who stands in his way. Ignoring Zen's role. One significant moment occurred when Carter disregarded Zen's design input on HFTF, indicating a sudden possessiveness over the line. It's as if he staked his entire career on HFTF's survival. A pattern of aggression. Carter's temper flares have become commonplace, and his insistence on pushing through his ideas, often without seeking input or approval, marks a shift from the agreeable Carter fans know. Is he finally tired of being the yes man? Romantic failures fueling ambition? With failed relationships piling up, from Katie to Quinn, Carter's personal life has been marred by disappointment and heartbreak. It's possible these setbacks are contributing to his newfound assertiveness in the professional arena. An unfulfilled love life. Carter's history of romantic missteps, including a past affair with Quinn, and an unrequited love for Katie, may have left him seeking validation elsewhere. For Carter, that elsewhere might just be his career at Forrester and his relationship with Hope. Seeking stability in unconventional places. By channeling his frustration into Hope's line and a renewed focus on Forrester's success, Carter may be looking for purpose that he feels he's lost in his love life. Carter and Steffy, a battle of wills. Steffy Forrester's leadership has been challenged by Carter's boldness. Despite co-CEO Ridge's support for cutting HFTF, it's Steffy who's had to shoulder the criticisms from Hope and Carter. A power struggle brewing. While Steffy attempts to manage both her professional duties and her family, Carter's relentless ambition has created tension. His repeated criticisms of Steffy's decisions may be his way of overcompensating for feeling sidelined. Manipulation and emotional play. Both Hope and Carter subtly accuse Steffy of being too personal in her judgments. Yet Carter's own actions reveal his emotional involvement in protecting Hope's interests, rather than impartial judgment. 6. Hope's unintentional influence. Hope may not be aware of just how deeply she's affecting Carter's behavior. Her interactions with him, particularly their celebratory evening alone at his loft, seem to bring out a vulnerable side in him that only she can reach. Mixed messages. During an intimate conversation in Carter's loft, he openly admitted to prioritizing her interests. While Hope may see this as a gesture of friendship, fans suspect Carter's interests might run deeper. Carter's emotional tether to Hope. In another moment, Carter defended Hope fiercely in the face of Brooke's disapproval, indicating that his investment is more than professional. Is he looking at Hope through rose-colored glasses, or does she hold the key to his happiness? Foreshadowing. Is Carter's dark side here to stay? Carter's transition is not without consequences. His bold, brash behavior has alienated some colleagues and raised questions about his motives. Even Ridge, his longtime friend, may question his loyalty if Carter continues down this path. A permanent shift. If Carter's emotional volatility continues, it may lead him into irreversible conflicts. Could this new Carter endanger the Forrester empire? Fan speculation. The bold and the beautiful viewers wonder if Carter's sudden obsession with power and control will backfire, especially if Steffy, Ridge, or even Hope call him out on his actions. Will Carter spiral further, or can he be reeled back in before it's too late? Conclusion. Carter Walton's dark evolution. Carter Walton has long been an anchor for Forrester Creations, a reliable figure who ensured the wheels kept turning. But in recent weeks, a darker, more unpredictable side has emerged, casting doubt on his loyalty to his colleagues and the company. Is this newfound ambition driven by unrequited love, suppressed frustrations, or a thirst for power? As the bold and the beautiful heads into more thrilling plot twists, Carter's journey could shake up Forrester Creations for good. The mild-mannered yes-man may just become a power-hungry player capable of bringing down the company he once served.